Like I gave too much value this week for the free ski. I showed you guys all the trades, the breakdowns. I gave a whole lot. But I made 3,400 on this trade, but then like 1,000, 2.3. You get the idea, but it went all the way to TP 3, 4, 5. This right here is where I would want to get my trade. Hopefully, if I'm waiting a couple seconds, it doesn't just leave. There we go. ES with the TP1s. It is what it is. I still made my $7,000.
The same shit just keeps on happening, bro. The same shit. The same shit.
When it comes to FBA, when it comes to us as a community, us as a group, we want to change the world. We want to take over specifically Tampa. Trading is the first step. Don't get your whole mind wrapped around just trading. Trading is the reason that's going to allow you to do everything else. I want to make sure that when I die, you remember me for the shit that I did. Not for the money that I had, for the stuff that I bought, for the stuff that I did.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today it is Friday. It is the last trading day of the week, and I feel like every day I've been showing you guys the last trade that kept going to TP345. It's been a great week. I don't even know if I'm gonna take a trade today. If I do take a trade today and I do win, I could possibly make this a $10,000 week, making it so if I continue doing the same thing I did this week, it could be a 40K month off this one live account. But I also don't want to potentially lose money today. I withdrew $7,700. So if I take any trade and lose, it's just I'm losing money in my account for nothing. So we're gonna see if the risk makes sense. I'm all for it. No risk, no reward. But let's look at this trade before we hop onto the call with the team. So if you want to get on the call with the team to be able to get access to this call, this same trade made me $2,300 yesterday because I lost $1,000 on one trade, but I made 3,400 on this trade, but then like 1,000, 2.3. You get the idea, but it went all the way to TP 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're still pushing. So probably gonna look for the longs today. But with that being said, let's hop on a call with the team. Price looks bullish. We got the 1 hour gap from the 6 a.m. Now, me personally, if it has a run to go down and run H to high, not high, H to low, honestly, that's a move that I'm cool with taking an L if it happens, because it would probably do something like US 30, not US 30, like NAS yesterday, where it just comes down, stops me out, and keeps going higher. But I honestly like this little trade idea right here. Like in terms of trying to see it happen, it's not bad. 1 hour gap, bullish, targeting London high. My only concern will be that we've been bearish since London, but we're so high in price. We ran these highs. It's Friday. I want to be bullish. So this is honestly, what time is it? It's not 9:30 yet. This right here is where I would want to get my trade. Hopefully, if I'm waiting a couple seconds, it doesn't just leave. But this is honestly what I like as right now. With a 50-point stop loss, I don't have to. I don't gotta take a trade in general either. Oh no, regardless, it's a good trade idea. In terms of confirmations, in terms of trend, it's just a matter of, is the market gonna hit? Is it gonna hit? I don't know. Yeah, this is gonna be where I get in right here for my ES trade. I'm just trying to make sure I get all the right lot sizes, because I have to have it structured a certain way to be risky when I want to. But I'm gonna be getting in ES with a 5-point stop loss, which is right below that London low, with anticipation that we're gonna do exactly what I wanted to see on fucking US 30. No, you guys already know how this should get. No risk, no reward. This is my last trade. Last risk trade, break even or not, I'm cool with this as last trade is Friday, so I ain't gonna go too crazy. But now we wait and see. If this ends up going bearish, hey, sign. I was telling Steven last week, I'd rather be able to take the trade to the all-time high, which is this London high, versus being in the trade and just targeting fucking Narnia. There we go. ES with the TP1 W under the belt. Not bad. I mean, not horrible. I risked 1,000 out of the 15 I was gonna risk, so it's something. I'll take it. You feel me? You won, but back to break even is not fun. Not fun. I'm down a couple $100. Yes, you just a slow move. You're like a turtle, like a good old turtle. It's 10 o'clock now, so let's see. Oh, you're telling me it did? Oh, what is happening? I think I'm in profit. I think. I'm glad I'm on ES. ES is dojiing. This shit is in the range. What the fuck, bro? I'm just glad because the candle opened. I'm like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I just waited all this time at 10 o'clock and it opened at the fucking low after being at drawdown, but it did this. So you know what? I'm gonna shut my ass up. Go into the gutter, but at the same time, I don't want to close the trade just for it to end up doing what I want anyway. But at the same time, it just doesn't look how I would want it to look. With how slow it keeps on going, I'm not sure if it's worth. Not sure if it's worth. I'm gonna be hovering over the close all option. It gives profit, but it doesn't give me enough to where I can even do anything with it. I'm closing that shit right there. This shit is just only moving slowly down. Like, I'm not getting no type of volume in my direction. The only volume we got in my direction was at 10 o'clock, and that shit immediately came down. I'm cool. I'm leaving it at this. Market, you got it. Yeah, there goes Nas. Nas is falling, and if Nas is falling, there goes US 30 falling, and if US 30 is falling, there goes ES now. Final third. And just like that, we took a small little L trading day. You know what? It is what it is. I saw the trade ideas. The best thing I could have did today was just not trade, but I told you guys, if I see the ideas, if it makes sense, no risk, no reward. It made sense. It was part of my plan. It was part of my system. I didn't over trade. I didn't over leverage. It is what it is. I still made my $7,000. The money ain't gonna change. The account's not gonna go nowhere. Me, if I lost 10,000, it's still not gonna affect me because that's my trading account, regardless. Like that's still, it's not like I can touch it. So I can make all that back in the next trade. I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. But now I gotta move on to the next step, which is gonna be replying to all these people that I have that text my phone. A lot of the students and everything, they're always messaging me. They're always just sending different stuff on either Instagram, Telegram, iMessage. So I always just get a lot of different messages. Like if I were to show you how many messages right now that I have unread is 908, and a lot of those are older people, but it just goes to show how many like people just keep constantly just. I was at 8 something last night, so there's probably like 8, 9 different people that messaged me just in between now and last night, and that's not counting, like I said, Instagram, Telegram, all of that shit. But you know what? I'm a one-man army. I'm gonna figure it out. But then once I make enough money from trading and make enough money in business, I'll be able to delegate and add certain people to take care of certain things in this area of my business. Like, for example, right now I make the content, I edit the content. But in terms of sales, in terms of like marketing for my one-on-one business, which it would take too much time for me to do, I delegated with that so I could just focus strictly on trading the content and just doing what I do on a daily basis, just being me. But then there's going to get to a point to where me replying to people, I can only reply to so many. Right now, I can still make it work. I'm not a bitch, and I can reply to a couple people. I can talk to a couple people, but it's going to be to a point to where I'm only going to be able to do so much. But neither here nor there. That's just me ranting about life, you know, Friday thoughts. But I'm about to reply to all these people, all these students, just get back to everybody. And yeah, my girlfriend's off today, so we're probably going to go do something. Probably just going to be on my computer for now, just doing with that, just getting things done. I don't think I got any one-on-one calls, but that's also part of the reason why I got to talk to these people and find out. All right, team, so just got back from the gym, feeling good, got a great workout, full body workout. I also went to the store downstairs and I got like the Hillshire cracker packs. I got 2 of them. There's 16 grams of protein each. I love those. If there's any snack that you guys want, that's like I would honestly say it is a little tax, like $2, $3 per one, but honestly, I don't really care about the money side of it. I just like those types of foods. I like the crackers. I always like the Lunchables and shit, and it's damn near the same thing just for adults, so that's why I like it. But I got back from the gym, went downstairs to do that, came back upstairs. My girlfriend is at her cousin's house because her cousin has work later on today, so she's going to spend time with her. They're going to hang out on my girlfriend's day off and her having time off, so they're just doing that. I'm at the crib. I honestly don't have nothing that I have to do right now. The vlog, I got edited right before I started talking to you guys just now when I came up in after the gym. Went to the gym. I traded and everything this morning. I don't have any one-on-one calls scheduled today. I had them scheduled the last couple of days just because Saturday and Sunday I was sick, and Sunday I couldn't do any of my one-on-one calls. Saturday and Sunday I always do my one-on-one calls for my students. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, you want to be able to get access to like one-on-one calls, to trading course, all of that stuff to be able to make your first 5 figures when it comes to trading, you can apply down below. But the reason I say that is because tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to be doing all my calls again. So that's when I got to do that. But as of right now, don't really got much to do. I'm just trying to, probably just gonna chill in the crib until my girlfriend gets here and then try to actually do something for the vlog. I don't want it to be too education all the time. I feel like I gave too much value this week. For the free ski, I showed you guys all the trades, the breakdowns. I gave a whole lot. I just want to show you the lifestyle. But sometimes I don't really do shit. I just be at the crib, and that's the reality of it. I don't really fake the things that I do. I show you guys my life, and that's how I create so much content so consistently. Because I just show you the reality. But now on to Tuesday. Tuesday was a very trendy day, as you can see. Previous high never got rammed. Previous low got obliterated. But there's some stuff in here that we could use to our advantage. Now, I remember this day vividly because it was a very interesting trade. Did I trade NAS this day? I didn't trade NAS. Okay. I'm going to see how I was able to make sense of a trade.
Is there a 4 hour? Because right now, off the top of my head, seeing that this is 9 o'clock, majority of the nice move looks like it would have been somewhere in here. But I want to make sure that this was actually the spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up this gap in here. I'm going to go to that lower time frame real quick. Scroll over. Haha, it is in there. There it is. 9:45. I caught you. There you go. Okay. I just need to make sure I didn't give you guys a trade that wasn't really a trade, because I can mark up this gap, but like I always tell you guys, based off that hour time frame, sometimes it shows you after it already happened. It doesn't really show that price retracing into this 1 hour gap at 9:45 and kept falling. But based off of the fact I caught this trade, I knew something was in there. But now we're gonna go over why I caught it, all of that stuff. Now I told you guys from Monday, not literally Monday, but on the Monday that we just went over, I told you guys I like to pay attention to London first, because in this case, if I would have been bullish, if I would have been following the previous day, I should have been looking for longs. But as you can see, this shit cooked. It cooked. But now the main thing that you want to pay attention to, what happened on this day, on Tuesday specifically during London. So we had the Asian session consolidate just like this from Monday. And then London just kind of consolidated but slowly kept moving lower. But the thing that London did is it left this gap behind that price just kept trading into. It just kept trading into it. It just kept struggling, kept struggling, kept struggling. Me personally, I wouldn't have wanted to sell anywhere in here, just because of how dangerous it might have been to have my stop loss up here. It wouldn't have made sense, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different hours that we consolidated in the same 44,500 area, which is also something I would want to annotate. 44,500, because that's a big figure level. 44,500, and is likely one of the reasons why we had a reaction. But just because we were having a reaction, that doesn't mean that that's something I personally would have been comfortable with taking. The way I look at it, I like that we dropped, came, filled in the gap, and kept going. But from here, once I saw that price actually left, once I seen that we actually were falling, once I seen that 9 o'clock gap grabbed these highs and started to drop, this is where I was more willing to allow myself to get into a trade. This is when I was more willing to accept the fact that we're probably going to at least fall today. And I remember on this day specifically, on Tuesday, I knew the previous day was bullish. I knew that already. So there was a chance that I could be wrong looking for shorts. There was a chance I could be 100% wrong. But what I did understand was risk to reward. What I did understand was being able to manage risk. I saw that this area up here, in terms of this entry, it did get traded into, so I am going to annotate it. The 1 hour gap got traded into at 9:30 in the morning, and that's after trading into like this big figure level and everything up here. So I'm even going to allow that to be part of the confirmation, because that's part of the reason why I was expecting price to have its reaction. Big figure level, London session created the high of the day, so I'll even put the, I didn't even mean to do that. Can I redo that? Shit, didn't mean to redo all of it. Okay, just fresh restart, I guess. So at 9:30 in the morning, we had the 1 hour gap, along with the fact that London, I'm going to do it like this, London had the high of the day. So why is that important? Because when London session has the high or low of the day, that's something you may want to pay attention to, because even though the previous day might be bullish, pay attention to where we are going right now. If London left a gap that kept getting traded into 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, it just shows, in my opinion, that price was really trying to go down. And I wouldn't have had to been in a situation where I had to hold through all this. Simply just wait. If I would have missed the trade, I would have missed it. But I waited for price to show it wanted to fall. I waited for it to leave me a 1 hour gap, and that's what I was able to use for my trade. And now I'm going to explain to you my thought process behind this, because the way I'm looking at this, I could either be in a trade that I'm right, or I could be in a trade that price is going to go down to this 1 hour gap right here, and it could just reject. It could just hit this area and immediately go higher. So what, in my eyes, I saw this is the closest gap. This is what makes sense right now. Best case, I can at least get a 1-to-1 and break even, and if it does reject from this area, it won't stop me out. But guess what happened? Price did come all the way to this area. I was able to break even, and you know what happened? It definitely did give a little retracement. At the closure 10 o'clock, we came all the way back up, and at this point, I was already break even. At this point, if it would have came that 10 points, I would have been out the trade. Luckily enough, fortunately enough, it didn't go up that high. That's something I can't control. I was sitting there like, damn, this is going to be a break-even trade. I was sitting there like, damn, this was a good trade. I mean, it is what it is. But you know what happened? I was just on the right side of things. I broke even. I was just letting the market do its thing. And then eventually my 1-to-2 got hit. And then eventually it went all the way down to that previous day's low. But I can't control where and how far it was going to go. I was okay with the fact that we might hit this gap and go higher because I saw the previous day was bullish. But in this case, I didn't know if it was going to go that previous low. I didn't know if it was going to hit that gap, fill the gap, go down a little bit, go up. I don't know. All I could do is take my risk and trust it. In this case, that's what I did. 9 o'clock in the morning, 1 hour gap. London had the high of the day. We traded into 44,500. It made sense for me to at least look for price to have some sort of retracement. That's it. Price could have went higher, but I took my chances and I was already in the trade. So all I had to do was wait for my TP. 1 and 2 got hit, and it was a decent trade. This isn't anything complicated. It's a very similar trade to what happened on the day before. A 1 hour gap, 1 hour imbalance, getting traded into at the specific time of what? 9 to 11 in the morning during New York session. Like, this is 2 days back to back that I caught the same exact trade essentially. And that's why I was able to take Wednesday off, because Wednesday was a shitty day. Not gonna lie. I'm glad Wednesday was the day I took off. But we come here Wednesday, let's go over them. But Monday, Tuesday were definitely 2 great days. And what do I tell you guys? The best days to trade. What do I tell y'all? Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I would trust a Monday over a Wednesday, but Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. In this case, Monday and Tuesday both have a good day. Just find something that keeps on happening. Trust me, it's not that complicated. It's all in front of your face. The same shit keeps happening over and 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 over. But now we're going to talk about shitty butt Friday, because this shit wanted to drop and shit. When it could have went bullish, but you know what? There's still a lot to learn in here. There's still price action that you could have taken advantage of. Now, even though in my mind, why'd you go bearish? What I want doesn't matter. All I'm here for is to be able to take advantage and read the market and be able to understand and follow that shit. But the first thing that I noticed is, you guys want to know, it still did the same shit. A's in session, ran the old high, got a drop, left the gap, and then dropped. So even though it does the same shit regardless. We left the gap behind. We created the high of the day. It gave another entry. Same shit, man. Shit is like clockwork. Look, created the high of the day at what time? 2 in the morning. Oh, fucking coinky dink. 3 a.m. I'm going to say even 3 a.m. just because that's when we had the biggest drop. But 3 in the morning. Oh, coincidental. We ran the previous day's high along with the A's in session high. I feel like every one I did so far is like deja vu. Every one of these confirmations from London and New York have been the same shit. Literally the same shit. Look. 3 a.m. ran the A's in session high and the previous day's high, right? Come over here. 3 in the morning, ran the A's in session low and the previous day's low. Come over here. Ran the previous day's low and the A's in session low at 2 in the morning and 3 in the morning. That's 3 of the same. I just want to look at y'all in the eyes, because when y'all ask, I don't know what to look for. I'm like, bro, I got too much to look for. I keep seeing the same shit. I just keep seeing it. It's like there's no, like it can't hide. Like it just can't hide. And the more backtesting sessions you watch, you'll realize this is the same shit. This is just another week. Like, I've seen examples on examples on examples on examples on examples on examples on examples, back to back to back to back to back, and they're just doing the same thing. The same thing. Like, imagine you see a cookie cutter, and you just keep seeing your grandma keep doing the same cookie. She making a billion cookies. They all look the same. Would you trust that when you go to do it, it's going to come out different? Nah, you gonna be like, I just seen her make $1 billion. I just see this shit make $1 billion doing the same shit. Why would I expect her star cutter to make a circle out of mine? It just doesn't make no fucking sense. You're gonna have the confidence from being able to see this shit, because I see this shit every day. So this is what the schematic is. But right over here, look. Made the high of the day. Dropped. What do you think it left behind? It only left one behind. You guys see that, right? How... When I tell you less is more, there is no other gap. There is no other gap. There's only one. If I get rid of everything. Look, we pushed and dropped. Where is the only gap? There's only one. There's only one. And what time did it trade into it? Just got to show up at the right time, man. Just showing up at the right time takes a lot of the bullshit out of it. Promise you that. But now let's annotate what happened here. So, this was the high of the day. We understand that. 3 a.m. London session. Ran the previous high, ran the A's in session high. Boom. That's a great trade for London. I'm not trading London. I'm trading New York. I waited for it to show that it was bearish. I waited for the gap to get created. I waited for it to trade into it at my time. And this is where you would have been able to take advantage of it. So at what time? 9 in the morning. Price traded into the 1 hour gap. There's also more than likely I could probably pull, say for example, a fib. If I pull a fib from that high to the low, I'm going to just do the 50% first. 50% is right there. So if I get the normal fib settings, it goes into the normal fib. So in this case, this has a lot more confirmations compared to other ones. We have the fib short. So we have the fib short along with the 1 hour gap at 9 in the morning. after creating the high of the day during London. So we're following the overall bearish of the day trend. I told you guys this week was a lot of up and down, but if you paid attention to where we were right now, if you paid attention to the fact that based off of the price action from today, this shit looks extremely bearish. If you'd have been paying attention to the price action like this, not paying attention to anything left, we left a gap behind, traded into the gap, and then dropped. Smooth. Like, is nothing complicated about this besides keeping it simple and knowing what to look for. If you would have got a 50-point stop loss, 50 point would have been more than enough. If you would have been looking to target the Asian session low, that would have been your 1 to 2. The same shit just keeps on happening, bro. The same shit. The same shit. I just showed you guys. That's the whole week right there. That's for all 5 days. 4 of the days damn near did the same thing. 4 out of 5 of the days did the same thing. London and New York session. Listen, man. The biggest thing in your way is you, man. Because the market's going to do the same thing regardless. This same trade 1 to 2 could have gave you a 1 to 6, 1 to 7. But all I need is a 1 to 2. But this is the same shit that keeps happening over and over. If I were to turn my chart upside down, this is the same thing that we just looked at, wasn't it? Then we just...
How you do that?
just alt-I.
Hopefully you enjoyed that. It's actually the day later, so I cut yesterday's vlog short and I didn't really record too much. So this is a mixture of Friday and Saturday. Whereas here on Saturday, you guys just got the call that I just did for my students. Great call. We just went over all the trades that made me $7,000 this week. Every single trade. It was a great week. I'm going to give you guys a decent portion of that because that shit was game. I already gave you guys a trade breakdown on 1 or 2 of these trades. So I'm only going to do, say, Friday's trade. I'm going to break down, and I'll probably break down Thursdays. I think I talked about. I don't know. I'm going to check all the ones I already have posted and everything for after. But it was a great day. Great game. Hope you enjoyed it. Now I'm about to get the rest of my day started in terms of what I got to do. It is Saturday. And yeah, straight out the gym. I didn't record this gym because I'm pretty sure, stepped on the Ethernet wire, but I'm pretty sure if I would have put the gym in the vlog again, it would have been like 2 pieces of the gym, like damn near back to back. So you know what, I'm gonna hold back. I did go to the gym though. Follow me on Instagram if you don't already because you'll be able to see me go crazy. I wanna talk to you guys specifically about how we're gonna be taking over the world. Like I just got off the phone with Bells. I wish I would have recorded the call, but we got a lot that we're trying to do. When it comes to FBA, when it comes to us as a community, us as a group, we wanna change the world. We wanna take over specifically Tampa. Me, Bells, everybody part of the FBA team that's in Tampa, I wanna take this shit over. Generally, when you think Orlando, you think people like KJ, you think like the GJ Slayers. When you think Miami, you think like FIP. You think of all these different groups and all these different organizations that are help people like get to that life that they want. When you think Tampa, what do you think? When you think Tampa, I want you to think FBA. When you think Tampa, I want you to think me, my team, the things we've done. I want you to think the free content, the free meetups, the free giveaways, the free content, the free everything. We have a lot of stuff in store. I want to take over this shit. In trading, Tampa, just life. I want to be able to take over this shit. Me and Bells got the same mindset. We want to take over this shit. Not just with our trading, with everything. Trading is just the first step, bro. Trading is the first step. Don't get your whole mind wrapped around just trading. Trading is the reason that's gonna allow you to do everything else. Trading is the reason I'm here now. Trading is the reason I'm even talking about taking over the world, because if I didn't learn how to trade, I wouldn't even be here to talk about it. I wouldn't have skills, I wouldn't have value to be able to provide, but I know how to trade. I know how to make money trading. I know how to make content. I know how to make money content. I know how to put myself in front of people. I know marketing, I know sales. There's literally so much that Bells likes a lot of the streaming stuff. There's so much that we have to provide. Like there's so much. Stay fucking tuned. Cause a lot of it's gonna be for free. I'm not trying to wax people and get rich off it. No, I wanna make sure that when I die, you remember me for the shit that I did. Not for the money that I had, for the stuff that I bought, for the stuff that I did, for you, the stuff that I helped you with. I wanna be able to give you so much value that you just remember me forever. It may sound weird, but that's the way I look at it. I don't wanna live my whole life just to die and people forget about me. When I think about that shit, it makes me sick. When I think about that shit, it makes me sick. If I did all this work and nobody remembers me like it's nothing, fuck that. Fuck out of here. Like think about that shit just makes me angry. That's not gonna happen. I'm gonna try and give it my all to change the world and change my life in the process. If I could change my life, there's no reason I can't teach you how to do the same exact thing. Simple as that, but without all the yapping, I'm about to go grab something, go to the store real quick, and I'm gonna see you. I don't know, probably gonna edit the vlog too, so I'll see you when I see you. All right, team, so after editing the video, realizing I got a lot of vlog. I honestly don't gotta go any crazier with the content. I have like 30 minutes of vlog and a whole lot of content. But basically, the moral of the story, same shit just keeps on happening. When I was editing that was funny. I'm gonna make that into a lot of reels. It's just the same shit, bro. The same shit with the market, success. It just all comes down to doing the same thing over and over and over and over. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. They haven't tried to reinvent the wheel because it works. And when they do reinvent the wheel, it's not as efficient. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. When you have something that works, stick to it. 9 times out of 10, you're the problem, you're the issue. And if you follow me on Instagram, I just posted my boy Jay. He just went through a little transformation. He was talking about basically, he was struggling in trading. He didn't have the discipline. He was overweight. And then once he started doing one thing, how he does everything, meaning once he tried to add discipline to his fitness, once he tried to add discipline to trading, once he added the discipline to all his aspects of life, he was able to go down from, I think he said, 240 pounds to 180, something like that. But he lost a lot of weight and he's successful trading right now. He had a $2,000 a week. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. That's just proof in the results. The results don't lie. If you do the math, $7,000, 7.7 thousand times 4, if you do that consistently, that's 30, 40K a month. It's not that hard. It's very achievable. That's with one trading account, no funded accounts, not risking too much. I only traded 3 days, and every time I won a trade, it was usually the first trade that I won. There was Thursday, I took a loss and then a W, but every trade before that, Monday, Tuesday, I took one trade, W. Took another trade, W. Third trade, W. No, third trade, L. Fourth trade, W. But listen, the results don't lie. I'm here to show you guys the proof, show you the daily life, show you how it's possible, how you can make $30,000 in a month trading. That's how. If you want to work with me one-on-one, the first link in the description, you can apply down below. I only got, I think, 9 spots available, so you can apply down there and get access to the calls and everything. I do have to do my one-on-one calls, so I'm going to have a little bit of those recorded and in tomorrow's vlog. So second link is the free trading training, and the third link is a broker that I used for this week that withdrew $7,000. So if you want to be able to do the same thing, I started my account with $20,000. That's what I originally started it with, and I'm risking about $1,000 or $2,000 a trade. But you can deposit less. You can do whatever you want to do. Your risk management, your rules. But with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow's daily video.